Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of the Crypt Files, your once weekly follow-up podcast of the hit, the end at the end, D&D actual play, Let's Go We Play podcast.
Dude, that was fun.
That was great. Dude, Val had a really good moment.
We were on our way to actually convincing Grav.
It felt close.
Yeah.
How
close were we?
I don't think we were ever actually... I think maybe, but honestly, I think he might have been a little too resolute.
Well, I mean, here's the question for you: how close were you guys into being swayed by him?
Oh, really close, actually. He had a couple of really good points.
Yeah. Well, then you guys were pretty close.
Not at all.
No, we were not close at all.
Oh, you guys weren't?
No.
Oh.
We were pretty resolute.
So he was about as far away as we were.
Yeah.
That's why Ben needs to stay off YouTube. He's just real close to being radicalized at any given moment.
And I've been watching so many interesting videos about like aliens and underground tunnels and shit, man. I see how you get
It's all
there.
about the red blob, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
When people start talking about the red blob, then we're talking about the truth.
Yeah, you see that in the night sky, you don't go back.
Yeah, that shit'll change you. Anyway,
I feel like we got to post that picture now on Instagram or something so people know what we're talking
very
about.
Very briefly, Milo posted a picture with absolutely zero fuck all context.
I hit the button to send it, and it just sent it automatically, and it didn't allow me to like put any notice. And I was like, well, this is kind of funny without any kind of context, so I'm just gonna leave it.
I fucking stared at that thing. I looked at all
looks
the
like
angles.
cotton candy. That was my first
in.
thing, is thinking like that's cotton candy stuck on the lens or something. Like
from far away, I was like, is this just like a picture of the moon, but they jiggled the camera?
Yeah.
Like, I was like, what the
It was a weird picture.
It's just a picture of like, there's a bunch of traffic, it's nighttime, and then there's a big red blob.
It's a train station.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So are people going to die in this burning building?
In what?
In the burning building.
Yeah.
In the burning building?
Are we going to lose
I
some
feel like
people?
we're saving
definitely
everyone.
already have, but more
I feel like we need to kind of scoop people.
I mean, Ace is going
Or-
to give an amazing speech to everybody, and everything's going to be fine.
And then right as he's done talking, the building will collapse right over the door. And
yeah.
and then
as he's saying,
everybody-
everything's fine,
Yeah.
and the building collapses.
Oh gosh. So I want to know from everybody, because the conviction in Simon is strong to keep
we
there
all
was-
wanted to keep him alive.
right, but y'all
We didn't want him to come back and
hated the fact that
attack
Simon
us.
wanted to stabilize him a second time. Like,
No,
No.
we didn't.
No.
we didn't.
We didn't
Okay,
want
okay,
him
tell
to
me-
be
tell me then.
conscious.
Tell me then. Tell me.
To be correct, you guys didn't hate it. I hated it.
Oh,
I hated it. Because I was like, we killed this guy.
yeah.
Why would we break? He's dead. He's clearly beyond
I thought,
saving.
and I think that Simon, like the thought of the thing kind of relinquishing its grasp as it was trying to pull is the relinquishing of Grav, and now we have a person who we can try to persuade without the influence of this other entity.
Well, and
so we have a fighting chance now to figure out what he's.
Yeah.
I
Your
understand.
process your process is what we were all thinking when we were holding on to him. I think
Yeah.
the difference is we all imagined it back at the boat.
Yeah, it's not as the building is burning and we're trying to.
But I wasn't a part of that
secure
boat stuff.
everything.
But what I was
I
seeing
wasn't there for that.
was that
I just meant
in my head I was like, okay, yeah, maybe we can actually pull him back from this entity. And then, I was like, okay, maybe you stabilize him, and then we talked to him, and then you gave him 15 health points.
Later,
And then-
we talked to him.
I was thinking we carry him out like heroes.
But then he came to, and we started talking to him, and it was one of those moments where you go, oh, you weren't
yeah.
possessed. This
We
is who
were-
you actually
yeah,
are.
we
actually
needed to murder
shit.
you.
Yeah,
I-
you are actually just bad.
And
So-
now we just have this other
me-
thing we have to keep dealing with.
To me, that sounds like sorry to put it in contemporary terms, but like somebody that is convinced of a particular political idea that you feel is so entrenched in it.
Yeah, they don't.
That doesn't
any
mean
mercy.
they're lost
Oh.
completely. Like you just have to know how to talk to them in a way that
feel like
meets them.
I feel like that.
Some very strong opinions
I
about
feel like that
that.
comparison's a little off because we are also talking about like a big bad guy in like our fantasy camp.
And
Right,
and
but-
we're in a
but
burning building.
I'm using a
opposed
real life
to a
comparison to
collapsing
try to.
economy and-
I'm trying to explain like what I saw in that situation.
I will share
and-
with you my real feelings off the mic.
Why?
Sure, you
just do it now.
You thought that he could still be be saved.
Even
but,
if he's super entrenched in whatever
Right,
belief,
but, like,
there's still a speck of hope.
The thing is,
we were not going to be able to do that because it's like we are already the source of so much of his ire. We are not going to be the ones to convince him.
But I
He
feel
would
like
think-
that was
I do
because
think,
of
though,
whatever had a hold on him.
I do think, though,
pitched
that
it.
you also misinterpreted a key part of our plan, which is we weren't talking about changing his opinion on the boat before. We all thought...
Wait, what?
Because earlier you said, yeah, you weren't there for the boats.
Right. Opinion on the boat? I didn't hear what you said. I didn't.
Change his opinion, change his viewpoint, his
Okay.
perspective, persuade him that he's on the wrong side. That
He
we
just
are the
kind of
correct
tried to
side.
murder you guys, and you fought back.
Right. But what I was saying earlier had nothing to do with the past. It had everything to do with the moment here, where I think all of our plan was when he was knocked unconscious and we all grabbed him. We had this epic, heroic moment.
Mhm.
Now let's carry his limp body out when this is all done and settled, and we're back in safety with the seer or on the boat or out in the streets in front of safe travels. We can wake him up and try to talk to him and have that conversation. We all
So
wanted
your
that.
only issue is that I did cure wounds instead of stabilize.
Because it relinquished our control of the situation.
Yeah, he was
But
able
it
to
didn't.
You gave him the
act.
ball back. You teed him up.
How?
You
was
like
able to
lobbed him
act.
something that he could
If-
spike
if-
down on us.
Yeah, if we just stabilized him, he wouldn't be able
would
to
have been
act. He would just be
unconscious.
unconscious.
But
and
I
we had to
my goal wasn't
subdue
to-
him again.
I know what your
But
goal
he
was.
wasn't. He wasn't unsubdued though. I guess that's.
I know what your goal
Like he was still within our control. He had his chain wrapped around him, so it didn't make sense to me. Like we've got him.
Yeah.
15 hit points is nothing. Like
But
one.
what's easier
one
to
of us
deal with is...
could finish him off pretty easily, especially if he's wrapped in
Yeah,
his
but
chain.
it took a whole divine smite. And again, now that's
And
getting into the
around-
weeds of it.
yeah,
Because
and I'm not.
I do-
And I'm not upset. I'm just
Like,
trying to
everything
understand
to
because
No, yeah.
burn and stuff too.
I think
The
getting into the
timing.
weeds of it
Yeah.
is it's again it's the fact that it was 15 hit points was a lot.
that honestly that
you rolled max.
yeah that was a mistake.
I think if you
But-
would have,
but I
given
still
him-
would've-
if you would have given him
7.
a hit point,
But I
3
couldn't
hit-
control the roll.
Well,
Like Simon's
me and
motivation
Dash
was to
could
stabilize
have.
and hopefully get this guy
Yeah,
to talk, and so we can convince him.
Yeah,
I didn't mean to give him 15 hit points. That's
Right.
just what the
Yeah,
dice did.
I think me and Dash could have
I
given him
think
exactly
you
1
did
HP.
mean to give him 15.
Yeah, this
And I
is
think-
actually. I think you were
15
trying
would
to
have been
actually.
the same thing.
To sabotage
Yeah,
us.
you were trying to
Yeah.
like, kill the entire group.
Cool
and-
Simon is actually
Yeah, this was your way to be
Yeah.
like, no, I'm actually gonna
No.
become friends with Grav,
Yep, yep,
and
yep.
now I'm gonna
You
be
know
the
what?
cool guy.
It's
and
better to
everybody
be
else
at the
is
right
dead.
hand of the devil than in his path.
And
so
you're gonna be the cool guy.
Yeah,
But yeah,
at the end of the day.
I do think that we all wanted the same thing. It's just that
Yeah, we didn't
we just
see-
wanted to control the timing of it.
Well, and him waking up a second time to have another conversation with him was good because at least from my character perspective, I got to see him without this entity,
Yeah.
without
Yeah.
this influence. I could see just him
It was
by
pulled
himself,
away.
how much of his ideology is still sunk into him.
Yeah.
And it in that moment, it just felt like he was like, I don't like you. Stop ruining my thing.
Yeah,
Like I
This is
still
my
want to do
deal.
this, and then it's kind of like, okay, well, he's up and he's gonna try to either fight us or continue to do his thing. So it's like
Put out the
my
fire.
option is just
Yeah.
to drop him
I understand.
again.
Yeah.
Like it just didn't seem like he was in a position to come back. You know what I mean? Like to do anything
Well,
of
we also
consequence.
don't know what kind of abilities he has beyond being able to fear everybody
he did a lot of damage.
and
Well,
the amount of damage that he did to everybody.
he
my-
almost
He
killed
did the
you.
most to me. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
My fear of him getting up is, let's say he
Escapes again.
gets away and then he basically disengages, uses his full act, and dashes.
Yeah, like he does on the
gets-
boat.
and gets out of there
Yeah,
and
he was able to
disappears from
escape.
us. And
Yeah.
then it's like, oh shit! And then next time we see him, he's full.
you're welcome
health
for
points.
another story point. I'm sorry.
that in essence that was what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
get that other librarian to
And
him,
especially-
and they would have been gone.
And that's the other thing that pissed me off. Is like, I just want to fight this other
Yeah, where-
other
where did he
librarian
go?
because
Where'd they go?
you mentioned him, and I'm like, I'm not gonna forget that fucker's up there.
Yeah.
I thought for
and
sure.
when I go up, I just can't find him. And I'm like,
Now he's
okay.
barbecue. He's barbecue now.
I was so like, yeah, just like with the whole stuff with Grav, I was like, what are you talking about? That other librarian? I thought
Yes.
he's dead. I thought he was dead.
Alex mentioned him, and it is
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
Basically, he was the like fallback plan. He was, if something goes wrong, he's gonna try and fix it.
Yeah, that was the first thing I thought of when we got pulled underneath. I was like, oh shit, where's the fucking
right?
where's the librarian? I got to go find this librarian because he's going to be as powerful or more powerful than Grav, or he's going to make it so Grav can get away. And I was like, I need to stop this guy.
Yeah.
I have a question. Do we have we ever heard of at some point in this campaign, or do we actually know who that entity is?
That
Storm
Storm
Herald.
No.
Well, the Storm Herald is Alistair.
Is Alistair.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is the
So
Storm.
that's what I was wondering, is if we recognize the voice as Alistair.
No.
That makes
And
sense.
it was just the sound of storms. It's
A
the sound of
speaking
something
storm.
from beyond.
I can picture that, and it's fucking dope.
Yeah,
So-
that would be so cool
Yeah.
if somebody could sound design that, like in a movie or something. That would be so cool. Like it's just the sound of rolling thunder and cracks of lightning. Like,
But
So
yeah.
you can
thunder,
absolutely
but like,
do that.
like
'Cause I've
form it
heard
into a voice.
AI
Ooh.
cover, but the AI was a fan, like a fan that blows.
Yeah.
And it's just different sound clips from that, but if they're put together just right, it's words.
Cool. See, I like that kind
Yeah,
of
that
stuff.
would be
But you
rad
could
for
absolutely do
this.
that with
That'd be
thunder
cool.
or something.
That'd be cool.
That's what the Storm Herald sounds like.
So this
Storm Herald is
Post,
Alistair.
in post, can you do that?
No.
Yeah, just work on that.
so this
Have it ready in a week.
being
One
is
weakness
then
of me
essentially
editing.
like whoever's controlling and influencing Alistair, I can assume.
No, Alistair is the bad
a
guy.
fair assumption.
Right.
Now let's do-
It
Yeah,
seems like
so-
when it came through, it was just angry with all of you for messing up whatever plans that they had.
Yeah,
Right. What about
Alistair
some
has
real-
tapped into this like strength, is the way I feel.
Yeah,
and
he's
he
a paladin
is
of the storm.
He is doing the bidding that he chooses. Alistair is the bad guy in my mind.
Yeah. Now
Well,
let's
yeah.
go real meta.
We knew
At
that.
least in the physical realm.
Well, no, he is the one that is pulling the strings.
Right,
and
but I
he's
mean,
using other things
there-
like the
there could
Storm
be some
Herald
bigger-
to-
But there's a
Batter
greater
thing.
power
Yeah.
that has
yeah, that he's pulling
influenced it.
from.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Sure.
saying.
real meta though.
No, not Melora, because Melora is our god, and we.
Yeah,
love
that's what
Melora.
I was going to
She
ask.
would
So,
never.
My failed religion check.
Yeah.
Check. Now, this is actually another deity other than.
I would say if you got a natural 20 on that, Ben would have known that is the same magic that flows through him
Oh,
that Grav uses. Grav is a paladin of Melora.
okay. Well, there's
Has
some
been
questions
since
about
he
Ben's
took the oath.
understanding. Yeah, when he said that, I thought it was kind of funny because there are some like Ben's whole devotion to Melora is very not tenuous, but like it's just based on like
I don't know. Just
I feel like
certain,
Melora
like-
is just the name you put on it. almost.
yeah,
I think so
yeah.
because
Knowing,
I grew
knowing
up.
that you're.
Yeah.
I grew up in Quilton with the lighthouse of Melora, and I literally was like, "Oh, I'm alive, Mel. I guess
Must be
Melora has other
Melora."
plans, right, bitch?"
But yeah, just meta knowing that you're a warlock. It's like
Oh yeah, that's true too. And what's funny though is he did say it was like my divine smite. My divine smite looks like ghosts grabbing him. So
yeah. So that's interesting.
but I did think for sure I was like, "Wow, that's
Didn't
definitely."
Grav? Did he said something about like an other Melora
Did he?
An
I don't
other
remember that.
Melora?
or
Not
like
an
a
other
different
Melora.
version or something like that?
He talked about how
In
Quilton
Tonight?
was going to be like the place for Melora for her to come back to Haven, and that Alistair was going to be her right hand, and that Grav would be Alistair's right hand. I don't know if I said that during this, but it was a line I
Yeah, it
been
was in
mulling
that
over.
Grav,
speech.
but
I
You
thought
better
I heard
hope
something
Alistair
about, like,
jerks
a
it with his
other-
left.
or the true Melora or something like that.
I definitely
know.
remember the coming back.
I do. I remember that.
Melora
I don't.
Yeah, I
that's gonna
remember
come
that,
through.
but
I don't quite
remember
recall it
the-
the same way, but let's take it to the tapes and.
yeah.
Take it to the tapes.
Maybe he was describing your faith in Melora. As
That's a good
being,
point,
Being
yeah.
something different.
Sure.
I can't quite remember.
As long as Rhett is wrong, that's all that really matters.
About
That is
what?
correct. Yeah.
Probably,
Anything.
yeah.
Anything.
Just everything.
Honestly, I probably will. And then a sentient sword. I'm really jealous.
Ooh,
about that.
yeah. I'm really
I mean,
curious about
I know that I have a cool crab sword, but like, if I could have asked for a sentient sword, I would have because I gave the sentient knife to Caleb for a fucking bag of holding.
We'll see if that's a good deal.
Well, is
I got to use my
Is it
glaive,
sentient? It
and
talks
Got
to
to use
you.
your glaive.
I was able to describe it and it's more badass in my mind than it was before I described it.
Okay.
So that's cool.
It's
Oh,
total
you know, I
Inuyasha
just
thing.
realized I didn't actually have my greatsword on me because I gave it to Big Craig.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Oh yeah.
So it was
so
an
I
empty
had an
sheath
empty
ready to
sheath
go.
It was
ready
an
to
empty
go.
holder.
Okay.
So you
So-
just mimed that. God, that must have been awkward.
Yeah.
Can you just?
pull it out.
And the sword was like, okay.
Yeah.
I saw
Why did
that.
you take
Put
that
me
out?
back in the other guy's hand.
This
Put me
guy
back.
might
Put
be
me
worse.
back.
This guy might be worse. He's a mime. Oh God.
Tell us about the sword.
It's a sentient sword that Grav has had for a long time.
and he doesn't like Grav.
I'm more
He doesn't
interested.
like
I do
Grav.
think that was a really cool choice. of,
I'm
like-
more interested in this plate. Like the way you described it
What?
was really sexy.
the plate sounds.
The plate
really
is
cool.
sexy.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. This
With
is
the
like,
woven,
It's like
like-
woven. Yeah, it's like
it's
a
like
quilt.
it's a relic of Quilton. It's a relic of the lighthouse
That's
itself.
pretty cool.
Like it is given to somebody of high martial prowess and wasn't used before like Alistair came and resurged the
High
paladins.
And meanwhile, I'm stuck. My poor ass wearing real quilts.
I mean,
Hey,
just
I don't
don't
even
get
have a
close,
Grab.
and you'll be
He's
fine.
like
That's
a
what I do.
Void Genasi?
Yeah, he's a Void Genasi, was an Air Genasi,
Oh,
that's right.
like
Okay, yeah,
Arthur was.
just like Arthur was.
talked about
You know what? So the storm then is the Grey Roarer. It's got to be
Say that again.
the Grey Roarer, which is a deity kind of Haven.
The rural juror.
For sure.
For sure.
I write that and I'm like, that is tough to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the Grey Roarer is a spirit, an elemental spirit. That was the deal that Arthur had.
Yeah.
to gain power.
Yeah, and
that was
Eben.
who Eben worked for.
Yeah.
My new ability with my glaive is really badass, and I can do a lot of damage with it.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah. Just
60,
like Inuyasha.
60, 10. Yeah, I like the imagery of me like moving past them and then stopping, and then their blood spraying
Yeah,
all over
dude.
the
Yeah.
place.
That's
That was
cool.
pretty dope.
Like the samurai flicks.
Yeah, that's cool. Thanks,
Like their head
Alex.
just slides off.
Yeah, dude.
It's
So
very
sick.
much just do a cool anime.
Like
movie.
Kill Bill, dude.
It's it's pretty Kill Bill.
But yeah, no, that's that because transmutation was what you were looking for the magic, and I'm like, well, this just works.
I think
Man,
this
it
is the
makes
first
sense.
time.
This is a big bomb to do
I mean,
once a day.
and doing it to everybody in the group would have been fun to begin with too.
No,
but
no.
No.
Especially with how low my
just
hit
30
points got.
if
later.
you guys took an additional 31 hit points, it could have been a really
I would be
interesting
down.
fight. Yeah.
I'd be down.
It could have been a really
He would have been
interesting
dead.
fight.
Yeah.
No
You,
saves.
Graf would be the new teammate, and Simon would be dead.
All right, let's actually give him 15 HP now. It makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
We'll bring it back.
He's got great armor. He's got this.
Cast Shield of Faith on him. Give him some
Sentient-
temp HP.
Yeah.
Come on, give him your armor.
I am excited that Simon finally got to poison somebody with his dagger.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it was
that
cool
was helpful, too.
It was
That's
really
pretty
It was super
cool.
helpful against that Barghest.
I gotta
I,
start.
I like the imagery of the necrotic energy.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did too. I like that a lot.
pulsing out of them and shit. Yeah, that was dope.
God, I just want to keep asking about the sword. But
We'll find
Sword
out
we'll
more
get to
about the
next.
sword.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll find out.
We'll talk to the sword. Well, someone will talk to the sword, and hopefully
I gotta
they share
find.
information.
I gotta find a new crossbow or something to boost my AC.
No, wait.
There's.
you get this.
I gotta go some. I got first. I gotta find some money, and then I gotta go shopping.
I mean, I got some really neat
Sock
gloves.
puppets.
Yeah, I got some cool gloves.
What do the gloves
Aren't they
do?
socks?
They give me resistance to cold damage.
Oh, that's right.
Weren't they socks?
Do you
or
remember the
something?
lore that I made up on the
yeah,
spot for him?
yeah, they're for
Okay,
like
cool.
princesses.
Where they have to make a pilgrimage over the lake of ice to get to like a temple, and so they
And
don't
I'm using them
freeze
as
to death.
mittens.
Wow.
They wear these socks.
That's
so they
actually
can-
pretty fucking hardcore.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's actually really cute. Like I love the.
Yeah, Nytheris actually loves it that you took those.
He would.
The glaive, not as much. You're actually doing stuff that's
Yeah.
cool and it's meant to be.
Oh, I
Like,
forgot
cool, so
that's
they
where
don't
it
like
came from.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I was looking for like a cool pair of gloves, but I found socks, and I'm still gonna use.
I should have plundered Nytheris.
You could have. You
Yeah.
could have. I just
It
ran in
was just
there,
a
and I almost
chance at fighting a beholder.
Yeah,
was
almost
the,
got
was the risk.
Yeah, that was
possessed by a
easy.
beholder. We would have been fine. Yeah.
We were killing the Drake. We could
NBD.
have killed the beholder.
I mean, you were 2 rolls away from dying,
It's fine. It's
but
fine.
you know
I just
that's a fair
think-
risk.
The risk you take trying to plunder treasures.
Yeah.
I got a really nice glaive and
I mean,
some cute socks.
I
You miss
can't
100%
complain.
of the
I do
shots you
have
don't take.
I do
true.
have a cool crab sword, so it's like, what am I bitching about?
Yeah,
You know?
what are you
Yeah.
bitching about?
I just think like he's got a sentient sword. You've got a sentient knife. He's got a cool glaive.
You've got a cool crab sword.
Yeah.
All right.
I have a
the
cool
series.
ball.
Come on, dude.
We're all kind of
Brooch
equal
has
on
nothing
magical
cool
items,
and is also who knows where.
and you also have the bag of holding. So
Have you
Yeah,
even
that's true.
looked in there to see if there's something
we
cool
still
in there? that
haven't
you
searched the bag of holding,
Well,
as
we
far
gotta
as I
just
know.
flip it outside, right, or something.
Yeah.
See what's
I don't know
up.
if I would
inside
do
out.
that, but I mean, you could.
I mean, we're gonna have to do that at some point just
start
to find out what's in
just
there.
on a daily basis. Think of something cool that you want, reach in and see if it comes out.
Can I just do that constantly?
Yes, I just didn't want to waste your time.
Can I think about sentient swords?
Yeah,
Just kidding. I don't need one.
a Playboy.
I do have a question for you guys because I brought up Brooch because I was just thinking,
Yeah.
what are you guys thinking about Brooch and the orcs,
I hope
Gorgon
he's
and Dorgan?
okay.
Because in this moment of prophecy, where one of two things could be true, either you save this, burn the hive,
That's
that
right.
has happened. Now the safety of your friends is up in the air.
Oh yeah, because aren't they in here?
No,
No,
you don't know
they're-
where. I mean, you don't know where
We don't
they
know
are.
where they are, but their
Yeah.
boat was gone.
We believe that they're out at sea right now.
At least
what I
just
think.
beyond.
Brooch
Yeah.
is a very
Because we saw all of the boats out of the port right when we came down.
So there was like a third that were still
Yeah.
moored. There was a third that were
smattering.
out, and then there was a third that was just gone.
Yeah.
yeah. Brooch
And
is
we
a
did not
very
see
very
Brooch.
smart
No.
captain.
But the seer, the Grandor, told you they were in danger.
Yeah.
And it was either help me save my town, and I know how to do that, or I can help you save your friends, and I know how to do that.
And the only
The
one that
reality
wanted to
is-
save
Now
our
it's-
friends was
Up in the air.
Simon.
They've got the two best fighters that we could hire on board. He's a smart captain. Okay,
They'll be fine.
we'll find him.
I don't know if they'll be fine.
I mean,
but
that's Ben's goal after this. Like, I definitely want to make sure they're like go and help them.
Well,
find them
they're
and be
our
safe.
way back home too.
Okay.
So
So you guys aren't worried about them.
I wouldn't
I
say
am.
that.
Time to put them in more danger.
No. I am worried about
I'm
them.
not like super worried about them because, like you said, they're with
They're capable people.
They're with very skilled fighters who can protect them.
And Morgan. Don't forget Morgan.
And Morgan is
Morgan.
there too. But
And-
also Brooch is a very good captain, and we trust his
Exactly.
abilities.
But remember as well, that was part of our reasoning when we decided this is like they're part of our team.
well,
They would choose to help the building too.
yeah, they would want to
And-
make sure the city was safe.
and doesn't Brooch? Isn't,
Well, I
isn't
mean,
he like
Gorgon and Dorgan probably wouldn't care. but-
connected to a fairly powerful like pirate
yeah,
family and army?
Yeah,
and,
he's like
he's
a
got
fucking prince
Coconut
now.
Bill
yeah.
He's good.
So
at his back.
He's elvish
William
royalty
of the
now.
Palm.
yeah,
Coconut Bill.
He's elvish royalty. He can call on the legions of elvish pirates.
Yeah, he'll be fine. It's okay.
That's an anime waiting to happen too.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're probably.
It
gonna
makes
be
me
in danger.
more nervous the more we
course they
talk
are.
about it, because I feel like if we just didn't talk about it, maybe Alex would forget and they'd be fine. But
he brought it up.
yeah,
No,
Oh, I
Yeah.
know. I know what's going on with them.
Yeah.
It's just I was wondering where you guys stood on
I
it.
hope we get another cool heroic moment where all four of us can hold hands like we did over Grav.
That really did surprise me. I didn't think.
And
you
then
guys
you
would
all
do that.
turn
I'm
on
like,
Simon.
Actually, this is cool and this makes sense.
It
and
was
this,
so cool.
and pulling us through the floor with him.
That was like- it was like so
Yeah, that was a
scene
pretty-
change.
that's pretty
We could've-
sweet.
stage change.
We could have easily been sucked into some other plane.
Yeah.
Without.
I thought that was the
Yeah.
goal. I was like, we're coming too, bitch.
and then we go fight the bad guy.
yeah, and it's like, surprise. You know?
which would have been pretty
would have been
epic.
super cool, man.
Here we are on the second floor.
Yeah, that was definitely pretty dope. Like thinking about the imagery that was happening.
Yeah,
there.
it was so cool, man. And then there's kind of the extra symbology of like, okay, the four of us, he's saying we're not heroes, we're doing all this, and then it's like
And we're
all
the
five of
fucking
us from
heroes.
Quilton Bay all the way on the other side of the fucking world. We're doing this cool epic thing.
Yeah,
And
It was dope.
And
it's very cool.
are we certain that Grav isn't right? That
No, we're
Like-
obviously the heroes and we're the good guys.
Kind of convincing. I was like, have we been
No.
fucking
Yeah.
up the plan?
Not at all. We're
That's-
the good guys. We're the heroes.
that's what I'm saying.
Obviously.
Like we haven't heard the plan.
But think about
so
this.
we don't know.
This is what made me think metagaming. This is what made me think. A fucking hag was trying to interrupt their plans before. Hags are evil. Now, granted, the hag was helping children, and I thought, okay, we're on the right side there, at least, right?
Moral ambiguity makes the best D&D, I think. I think that.
But what was another one? Was there another evil person
Oh,
involved?
there's plenty, I'm sure.
Nysereth? I mean, we kind of... whatever the fuck is
He was like a
Ferris?
whole other side
What did we do?
thing.
You remember this guy
The
when he
other
tried to
place
jump
we
into
went-
the tree?
The other place we went was the
That was
prison
a-
of pain.
Oh
Yeah.
I
Well,
almost
they were
got in
kind of
there.
on
It was
his
pretty
side,
close,
though.
too.
They were on his side. So that right there, that was a little less morally ambiguous. The hag, that's a little bit like,
Yeah.
I mean, the Harris family were worshippers of Torag,
Torag, yeah.
and loved making sure people were in pain and tortured and imprisoned.
Yeah.
And since their change of heart, since working with new people, they're not doing that?
New people?
and we fucked that up.
Yeah. I mean, just talking about the morality, they were a lot worse before.
Ooh.
And now what are they doing?
And now we've got the aspect of Torag.
Not to
We
not to
are
guide
the
you in
bad
any
guys.
direction, but just to be like, yeah.
Oh, no.
I think I've tried really hard to not make any overt
good or evil.
good or evil.
Yeah.
I think
maneuvers.
it's one of those where it's like this is going to be for the good of the world, but the means by which they're doing it aren't good, and
Right.
especially with these people are enthralled. You know,
Yeah.
That's
taking away their
obviously
free will.
not good.
It's not a good religion if you have to basically coerce and hypnotize your followers to follow
Convince
you.
them that they're going to spend eternity in flames. and-
You've got these
Burning,
bugs that they're
yeah.
putting inside of clearly these are not good things. They definitely feel like they're doing the right thing, and maybe they are bringing forth the will of Melora, but
spreading their
it's
ideals
also-
throughout the world.
But then also fuck Melora then. If she's cool with this, fuck her.
Yeah.
Why would you be okay with people enslaving people in your name basically? So that's how I view it.
Yeah.
I go,
I
Ace
think
is
Ben's right
never
there, too.
wrong about anything,
Wow.
and no matter what, he is always doing the right thing because he is a hero, and he knows that.
Metagame though, how does Milo feel?
I mean, Ace
Because
is
I know
a
how
fuck up.
Ace feels.
Ace is a fuck up, and he's just gonna do what he does, and hopefully it turns out okay, and he doesn't fuck over his friends.
That's
hopefully.
what heroes.
Hopefully,
All right.
I will try to influence that occasionally, but for the most part, I'll let Ace fuck up everything.
I wonder
that
how
he
your
wants to
dad's
fuck up.
doing, Ace.
Who cares? He's not even my dad anymore. But I do really want to talk to Val's mom about my mom. Oh my god! Because she said she wanted to talk about my mom.
You
with
want
me.
to talk
oh
mom
yeah, that's
stuff?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom's at Teller's Call.
And we're gonna go
We
visit
think.
her next.
We think.
Maybe. Who knows what we're going to do?
Well, I mean, I think Alistair's probably next after we.
Well, because
figure this
he's...
out.
Grav was preparing the place for Alistair to show, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
Alistair's,
we
like,
could...
preparing to come here.
But maybe it's they've got a communication means or whatever, and he's like, "Man, that
He
place
didn't
is
get the all
lost.
clear.
Let's go to the next one."
Yeah.
exactly. Like,
Didn't
Which
get-
is
Where would that
Teller's
communication
call.
means be? Where
What?
would Grav have some sort of communications?
magic. It's Dungeons and Dragons.
Like a sending stone?
like a fucking
That got thrown
smoke
into the
signal.
ocean?
That might be on his body? That you guys are carrying?
Oh, that's helpful.
okay. We're gonna search the body.
Can we
Well,
go back
I
in
got
the
it.
game?
Just
Ready?
reminding you all that you haven't done a thorough search of Grav yet.
Well,
I
we're just gonna take his
was
armor.
trying to take his armor off, so
For
my
sure.
hands were in places.
Yes.
My hands...
Very-
I felt a couple.
He got that
You know what I mean?
codpiece on.
I got a couple pebbles.
Is this a sending stone? Hey.
Sending, not receiving.
Is this thing on? Gross.
Oh, well,
Um,
cool.
all
On
right.
that note,
On that note,
Yeah, okay, interesting.
Yeah, we
Cool.
got to call it there. This is
Yeah,
the
yeah,
longest.
yeah, yeah.
I mean,
it is
Val
really long.
clutching some balls is pretty good place to stop.
Yeah, at least he's not playing with his poop. Am I right? Hey, this has been the Crypt Files, your once weekly follow-up podcast of the Hit the End in the End. We play actual play. Let's go podcast. Go to dndpodcast.org
Who
to
is
find
this?
out
Who
more.
is this character?
Hey, it's Nubby, right?
Yeah.
Remember Nubby?
Happy.
I want your juice. Whatever he said.
Yeah, something like that.
That was his catchphrase. He's like, hey, give me your juice. And then the spider was all like, oh, no, wait, that was a different guy.
Anyway, bye.
Yeah, bye.
So long. Grab your sword. Keep on adventuring.